Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we spin through the stories and mysteries behind everyday phenomena. Today's windswept question comes from one of our very breezy viewers, Yellow Georgie 33. Thanks for the suggestion, Georgie. You asked, where do tornadoes come from? Great question, especially if you've ever seen a funnel cloud twisting its way across a field and thought, nature's in a mood. Today, we're diving into the science behind these swirling columns of chaos. What causes them? Why do they always seem to show up in Kansas? And most importantly, can cows get sucked into the air like in the movies? Grab something sturdy to hang on to. This one's going to be a whirlwind, right here on Explaining Everything. All right, first off, tornadoes don't just show up uninvited like your cousin at Thanksgiving. They need specific ingredients to form. Think of it like a very angry smoothie recipe. You need warm, moist air near the surface. Thanks, Gulf of Mexico. Cool, dry air higher up, high Canada. And wind shear, which is just a fancy way of saying winds blowing at different speeds or directions. When all this combines during a thunderstorm, you get a recipe for atmospheric mischief. The warm air wants to rise. The cool air says, sit down. The winds go, let's dance. And boom, tornado potential is born. Now, not every thunderstorm makes a tornado. You need a special kind of storm called a supercell. It sounds like a Pokemon evolution, but it's just a big, rotating thunderstorm with a bad attitude. Inside a supercell, a column of air starts spinning horizontally because of wind shear. Then, warm air lifts that spinning tube vertically, like a kid trying to show off a new trick. That's called a mesocyclone, the swirling heart of the storm. If conditions are just right, that mesocyclone stretches, tightens, and eventually touches the ground. Congratulations, Earth! You've got a tornado. It's like nature's way of saying, let's see what happens if I mix blender mode with a bad mood. So, why do tornadoes love the central U.S. so much? Enter Tornado Alley. This region, including parts of Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska, is where all the right ingredients meet up like an awkward family reunion. You've got warm, wet air from the Gulf of Mexico crashing into cool, dry air from Canada, and desert air from the Southwest just stirring the pot. And the flat terrain? It's the perfect stage for drama. Think of Tornado Alley as Earth's favorite tornado buffet. All you can twist conditions, served fresh every spring. Now let's talk power levels. Tornadoes are measured on something called the Enhanced Fujita Scale, or EF scale, because we like our natural disasters to sound like they're part of a martial arts tournament. EF 0. Light breeze? Okay, more like a strong breeze. It might knock over a lawn chair. EF 1 to EF 2. This is where sheds and trampolines begin their journey to Oz. EF 3 and up. Serious business. We're talking houses without roofs and flying cows. Okay, maybe not cows. Probably a barbecue grill, though. The strongest tornadoes, EF 5s, can have wind speeds over 200 miles per hour. That's a freight train doing ballet across your front yard. Tornadoes are like moody teenagers. They're more active in the afternoon and early evening when the sun has warmed things up. Also, spring and early summer are prime times for twisters, especially in the US. But don't get too comfortable. Tornadoes can happen any time of year, even in winter if the conditions are right. Tornadoes are punctual, dramatic, and just unpredictable enough to keep meteorologists on caffeine. So what should you do if a tornado heads your way? Besides screaming into the void? Go low. Basements are best. If you don't have one, find an interior room on the lowest floor. Closets and bathtubs work. Avoid windows. You don't need a first-hand view of the chaos. Glass shards and wind are a bad combo. Don't try to outrun it in a car. Tornadoes don't follow traffic laws. You're better off finding shelter. And do not stand outside with your phone yelling, "Yo, is that a funnel cloud?" This isn't a movie, and you're not a storm-chasing influencer. The widest tornado on record. The 2013 El Reno tornado in Oklahoma. It was 2.6 miles wide. That's basically a rotating small city. Tornadoes have been reported on every continent except Antarctica. The penguin said, "No thanks." There's a thing called a waterspout, which is a tornado over water. It's like if a twister said, "Let's go on a cruise." And while most tornadoes last less than 10 minutes, some have raged on for over an hour. Imagine having to explain that to your insurance company. So, to recap, tornadoes are swirling columns of wind formed from unstable air, rotating storms, and nature just deciding to remix the weather. They're fascinating, terrifying, and oddly picky about geography. Next time you see storm clouds rolling in, you'll know exactly what's going on up there and why your lawn chairs might need a seatbelt. Remember, if you see a cow fly by, it's officially time to head to the basement. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.